questions for Todd.
How'd that feel tonight?
That felt good, just getting our get back, doing what we do best, playing as a team, as one unit, not offense and defense, just one unit, a team. Celebrating was definitely fun, on the field. We've been practicing that all week, running to the ball. Guys are taking huge steps, and I'm just so proud of that. It was really fun today, and we're going to keep that rolling.
How much did you feel the intensity of practice just really ratcheted up this week?
Yeah, it was ramped up now. We weren't playing any games, and we're going to keep doing that because it worked out great for us. And the coaches did such an excellent job of putting us in tough situations, so when we were forced to be in those situations in game, it wasn't anything. We've seen it before.
Ty, any coach that basically got in front of a camera said last week was all on them. What was your response to that as players? I mean, did you feel like you guys needed to back them up a little bit?
100%. Every time a coach says that, I shake my head because they're not the ones out there on the field. We are, and we control the game. The calls don't matter. It's our pursuit. It's our communication. Everything goes into that, and it's us on the field. So when they say, we take that and that's on us, it's not. And Coach D and Coach Chin's, all the coaches, I love them so much, but I told them to stop saying that. I told them to stop saying that because it's not them on the field. And I'm so blessed to have these coaches that will do anything for us. Willing to take all that heat for us. Like that's what you want in coaches, and it isn't even coaches, it's family. That's family.
Jaden Mickey played one snap last week, and I think it took him like 3 snaps to get a turnover this week. He seems like a character in his own right, but what have you seen out of him, and what do you think of the way he played tonight?
Yeah, I thought he played amazing. Flew to the ball. Every rep, and he gives it his all, and he keeps the guys, going. In halftime, we were running the tunnel. He's like, that's not good enough. And I'm on the same page, and we're all on the same page. And it's just like hearing him, speak up and stuff is definitely huge. Obviously, we all have stuff to work on and stuff, but I'm so glad that he was able to do his thing and really shine today.
How much do you think discipline played into your game today?
Oh, it played everything, every bit, because that second half, that middle 8 of the game is the most important, and staying on top of that and realizing like it's 0-0 is the most important thing. And we did, we let up a little bit, but we can always fix that. And we're going to focus on that for sure because that middle 8 is so important, that discipline.
Just having a sellout crowd behind you and just the night game, everything that comes with that, the light show, everything. How did it feel to be back home?
It's a vibe. I love it. I was so juiced for this game, being at home, just with the crowd. My mama's here too, so whenever she's in Boise, it's always good. And just being with my guys, it's so much fun. It was it's a blessing to be able to have a student section like that and a fan base like that for sure.
I know a lot of the tickets are already sold, but to have the game you guys had last week, and obviously people were disappointed, but to have to sell this place out, for the next home game, what does that mean to you guys?
It just means that they're real ones, like they're real ones that are going to stand with us. The people that talk on Twitter and don't really understand what goes on, that's a different crowd, but I'm glad we got the real ones. The support is real. If you hate us and you show up at the game, you're still supporting. So we appreciate that, and we love that.
What was that locker room like going back and after that win?
That's crazy as always. That water goes everywhere. I'm so happy that Dylan and Trayvon Tilmer, Dylan Riley, got mentioned when Coach D was talking because the experience that Dylan Riley had and what happened with his father is. I can't even speak on that. That's something that I will never experience. I've never experienced before, and at such a young age, like he's such a strong man. Like hearted, everything about him, and that's so inspiring. That he doesn't crack from that. God bless him and his family. I love them dearly, love him dearly. And Trey, oh man, that's my guy right there. That's my youngin, Mission Viejo. So I'm so happy that he got his one, and we're gonna keep it rolling. But that locker room is something that we can get used to, but we just got to keep going.
I know you move around a lot there, Ty. Typically, you're supposed to be farthest from the ball when it snaps. So you get 3 tackles for loss. What do you have to do to put yourself in a position to get that?
Just fly to the ball, read my keys. That's the most important thing is read my keys, make sure that there isn't any crazy stuff going on, and just drive the ball, not worried about anything, just going, not thinking twice, not hesitating. That's the biggest thing is not hesitating. You make your decision, go.
I feel like you built some momentum with that early one. Did you feel that?
Yeah, no, I felt it. It was great because usually it takes me like the first, I need a hit to get me settled in, and and it happened fast, and I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll. So it was great, yeah.
How much did the ground game also help? I mean, I don't know, it feels like when some part of the ball or whatever is physical, maybe it's infectious. And see what you guys did on the opening drive. How
Yeah.
much that kind of helped the whole team?
Yeah, I mean, the D-line did an excellent job of, compressing guys and doing their games and stunts and all that. And we just worked off of that. They give us such a good spot that we just fly to the ball, and now it's our job to just swarm and make that play. And, yeah, it was great to happen early in the game.
Kai, the defense took the field 14 times. 9 times you guys were off the field within 2 minutes. Just how important was it getting those quick drives?
Yeah, it was huge. You obviously don't want to be on the field too long. Starts getting tiring. I'm just kidding, Coach. Coach, if you see this, I'm just kidding. But it's huge to be able to be all on the same page, communicating at a super fast level to the point where we can get off the field like that, because it really comes down to communication. Communication breeds confidence. You communicate, you call them out on the stuff, like you're gonna see it happening before your eyes, and now you just react and play fast. So it's huge to be able to get off the field that fast too.
The turnovers, I mean, you guys didn't have any last game to get 2. I mean, just especially the one early. I mean, I think 3 is your goal a game or something, but I mean, just at least get 2 and kind of get it rolling. How'd that feel?
Yeah, no, it felt great. It just shows that we're growing every single game, and we're taking that seriously. Coaches also in practice, put us in the positions to go make those plays. So like when the ball's in the air, we know it's ours, and we're not new to that situation. So yeah.
Not sure how much you interact with the kickers, but the freshman Moore, not a lot of us know a lot about him, but for him to get a chance today and make a couple kicks, what would you think?
Oh yeah, I talk to those guys all the time. Those are my guys right there. But it's awesome to see, Kanan getting his reps and doing his thing. I believe in all those guys, and especially Jared and Boomer just kicking it out of the end zone every single time. Like, that's huge. Not many people understand that, but that's huge. And Oscar too, putting the ball deep, letting us run to that returner and make sure he, fair catches that thing. Like, that's huge. That's hidden yardage right there. And not many people talk about that, but those guys do an unbelievable job at their job. So we just got to keep growing.
I know you guys are going to practice and you got work to do during the bye week, but to go into the bye week coming off a game like this, how does it feel?
Huge. It's huge. We enjoy it for 12 hours. We just enjoy it for right now, but then it's on to the next is Air Force, and we understand that. Highly disciplined team, a very tough team too, so we're ready for that. We're going to put in the work for sure and come out there and show. I can't really speak too much on that. You guys will see that, in due time.
It's a pretty early bye week for you guys. After a win like this, would you prefer just to go straight into the next game, or are you happy to have got a little bit of a break to work on stuff?
I mean, yeah, it would be cool to go in straight into it, a week after. But it's also Air Force. It's a very different offensive team. So getting the run fits right, and the pass fits, the little ones that we get from them, who knows? But it's extremely important to get those things dialed, because you have to get your mind right on a different level for Air Force. They're no joke. And so, like, this week that we get is huge, and we got to take advantage of it. A lot of people see that bye week teams kind of fail because they didn't take advantage of it, but we got to really take advantage of that, and that's what we're going to do.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yep, y'all have a good night.
Thank
Appreciate you guys.
I'm just gonna start with a couple things. Yeah, appreciate it though.
I made that mistake too a couple
Yep.
weeks ago. Fairly easy.
You guys good? Well, as always, man, thank you, Jesus, for the victory. Man, I'm just so blessed and honored to be able to coach this team and be able to grow young men day in and day out as we as a staff continue to improve. So excited where we're going to. Bronco Nation, which we all knew they would, showed up and showed out tonight. I mean, that atmosphere in that stadium was electric, and I know it'll continue to even build as we go through the season. So Bronco Nation, you are the absolute best fan base in the country. Thank you to our administration who puts on the game. And it's an event that you do not want to miss. You can't get that same feel on your TV at home. So it was an amazing atmosphere for our team. And just like anything, man, it was, we had to take a big step from week 1 to week 2, right? And regardless of how week 1 was, you need to take a jump. And we needed to as a team. The 3 things that I talked about with our team was, first off, effort and mentality, right? Those 2 things were non-negotiable going into this game. I told our staff, told our players, I don't care what play calls you make. The 11 dudes on that field will play with elite effort and mentality. Mentality is imposing your will on another team. And once again, without watching the film, I'm not saying that those were perfect, but I believe we grew in that area. And really the last part is team is always greater than me. Who is about the team? Even if it's not going good for you, are you doing everything you need to for this team? Because that's what a championship team is. And I told our team going this, we need to build a championship team. It's not just flipping a light switch and then all of a sudden, oh, here we are, we're a championship team. We have to build it day in and day out and relentless at that, right? I mean, it's going to continue. We're going to continue to climb the mountain. You can't skip steps. So proud of the growth we had. I'm going to shout out some players, but just as a whole team, I'm excited the growth we had. But guys, we still got a long way to go. I mean, we're going to watch that film, and obviously, just like anything, a win makes everybody feel nice and warm inside, but there's still a lot of work we got to do. And excited to do it. I love this team. But we got to get to work. And even though it's a bye week, after 2 weeks, we still gotta continue to work, and we gotta continue to look at the things that we're not doing well and find ways to fix it and find guys that step up to fit some of these roles we got to do. I thought offensively we really set the tone early, right? We wanted to we have to establish a run game, and I felt like our guys came out offensive line, built a mentality. Our running backs ran really hard. I mean, Sire Gaines was hard to tackle all night long, and I mean, Dylan Riley been through one of the hardest things you can go through this past summer, losing his father, never flinched, and just been an elite teammate. And seeing him have that big-time explosive run in the second half, man, no one deserves it more. And so love how we came out and established a run game. Maddox did a great job protecting the football, was able to deal it a lot of ways. We got playmakers. We got to protect. We got to make sure we make the throws. We got to get the ball to our playmakers. I thought Matt Lauder had a really good game tonight. Good to see Chris Marshall have some catches. I mean, Ben Ford, one of the most reliable receivers we've had in a long time. I mean, making big plays. Cam Bates had the touchdown. I mean, it was really cool to see a lot of guys get involved. Defensively, I think our guys continue to build in the effort mentality we play with. Right? And literally, I was very open with both sides of the ball, but defensively was like, man, if our guys are not playing hard, get them out. I don't care who we got in. We'll play with 10, but we will not sacrifice the effort and mentality. And I thought our guys stepped up, did a good job. Jaden Mickey had a big-time turnover in the first drive of the game that I think really set the tone. Our guys did a good job. Obviously, there's some explosive plays on film that we got to work to fix. But I thought as a defense, we played really, really hard. And it was cool even to get a lot of guys reps, right? You find out a lot where you're at as a team by playing the game. And we were able to play a lot of guys tonight, which was a huge blessing. Special teams-wise, I mean, Boomer kicking out of the end zone is a huge deal. Jarrett Reeser came in, kicked out of the end zone. We got to find a way to be more consistent. Kicking field goals, we missed a PAT and missed a field goal. That can't happen as a championship team. We can't miss points on the board. That's something we got to work to get fixed. So excited where we're growing to. With that, I'll open up for questions.
Spencer, just before football stuff, have you heard anything about the quarterback at Eastern Washington?
I haven't. Obviously, man, his name is JT. From what they told me, man, my heart goes out to him. Be praying for him, and I don't know where it's at right now, but obviously, whenever someone is in that situation in a football game, it's scary, and so our prayers are going to be with him.
I guess just football size, a lot of explosive plays, last week. Difference of opponents, but something you wanted to see more of. Just how happy were you to see some of those huge plays today?
Yeah, I mean, football is turnovers and explosive plays, period, end of story, right? We won the turnover battle today, and we won the explosive play battle today. Our offense was explosive. I don't know how many explosives we gave up, but it was less than last week. And you win football games. I don't care who you're playing, what team it is. Those two stats equal wins, and our guys won those today.
Spencer, obviously it was an interesting conditioning week. You say you want to build men of character and stuff here at Boise State. Any coach that got in front of a camera this last week said that last week was their fault. Ty Benefield just told us that he told you guys to stop saying that because he feels like the players played a role as well. So what do you think the life lesson was this last week? And in terms of, on top of effort, it feels like maybe an underlying one is accountability as well.
Well, I mean, the only way to truly grow is to learn, but the only way to learn is to take accountability. And I think as a leader, and I told our team this, the easy thing is like, it's on me, guys. But like really, truly taking and looking at maybe things that I missed, because I did. I mean, at the end of the day, how this team goes is on me. If it goes well, they did. If it goes bad, I screwed it up, right? And I want our players, I want them to play free. I want our coach to play free. And then they got to listen when we're telling them, hey, what I learned is that we didn't do X, Y, and Z well. We need to get this fixed. Like I said, we got a great team. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. We got a long way to go. But I believe in them. I believe in our staff. I believe in our players. And so as the head coach, and I know and that trickles down to our staff and our leaders, which Ty Benefield is one of them, they love this team. They don't want to let this team down. And I told our staff this last week. I mean, 2 of our best practices we've had all year were Tuesday and Wednesday practice. And I texted a couple of the guys after, just proud of just truly effort. And I text Sire Gaines after practice on Tuesday because he had, like, as we track their GPS and how many, I mean, he had some of the highest yards we've had, like, in a practice almost ever. And I texted him, hey, I'm so proud of you, love you. And his text back to me was, we will not let this team down, period. We will not let this team down. Wasn't, thanks, coach. That's the mentality of our leaders. And when you have that, you have a shot.
You talked about the running game, having 5 guys score rushing touchdowns. Just how great was that tonight?
Yeah, I mean, a game where you can get a lot of guys involved, it gives you the team feel, right, where it's not team is always greater than me, and being able to share the wealth with a bunch of different guys is huge. I mean, you want to get a lot of guys involved to create good depth, too, going forward. And just obviously it feels really good when you score a touchdown and you're bought into what we're doing. So once again, there's a lot of things on this film that we're going to want to clean up. When you win, you feel good about it, and it's honestly sometimes harder to grow from a win, but we need to, and the championship teams do.
With Mickey and Banks, you said you were going to give Mickey a chance, and he obviously took advantage of that.
He did. I mean, Mickey played really well, and effort and mentality are non-negotiables. And I love Devon Banks. Like I said, I love that young man, and he's got all the talent in the world. I know he loves his team, but he has to continue to grow. I'm sure there's going to be things on film that Jaden Mickey didn't do well that we need to get fixed, but I love the effort he played with today, and he played with mentality.
4 plays in, had to create that turnover right away and kind of set the tone. I mean, how big was that play?
It's huge. I mean, that's the first turnover we've had all year, and he practiced like it. He had a really good week of practice. And so we got to continue to find guys at every position who is going to play with effort and mentality, who's going to do what they're supposed to do. And Jaden Mickey did a really good job tonight. Once again, we're going to watch the film and see where they're at. We're going to continue to have competition at every position throughout the year, and it's my job to make sure that number 2 is chomping at the bit trying to take that starter's job if he takes his foot off the gas, right? That's my job to make sure that's happening every single week. No different. We go into the bye week. If some guys think this is the bye week means week off, you're tripping, brother. Like, your spot will not be there when you come back, and that's my job to do.
We talked about the special teams performance. Cannon Moore, true freshman kicker, comes on. Talk about his performance today, and what does he look like going forward?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to look at it holistically, guys, to make sure we can be consistent kicking field goals and PATs. Cannon Moore, I mean, when Boomer was out in fall camp with an injury, Cannon Moore did a really good job. Obviously, Boomer came back, won the job. We struggled on 2 kicks tonight, and as a coach, we got to be ready to pivot, and that doesn't mean that the competition's over. This week in practice, that will be a premium competition to see who's our field goal kicker going forward. But proud of Cannon Moore going there. Obviously, he missed one too, but we got to make sure that we are consistent kicking field goals. We're going to be very aggressive. I believe in that, but we have to make sure we get points when we need them.
I mean, he was added to the roster for just a couple days before camp. Or?
Yeah, he's from Oregon. I mean, he's a great young man. I had the pleasure of having dinner with him, just me and him one-on-one on Wednesday. We have dinner with our players, and me and him were just sitting there and just getting to know him. I mean, his dad's a coach and a teacher, soccer, and he was a soccer player growing up football. And Stacy did a great job staying in contact with him and had him on the team. And he's a great young man. I think his future is really bright.
The last minute somebody left and you had a spot open up? Or?
Yeah, he was ready to roll.
We talked a lot about Ben Ford in fall camp, and to see him really come out and have a game like you did tonight. Just what did you see from him?
Yeah, Ben Ford, man. You talk about a guy that's been through the ringer at Boise State in regards to injuries. I mean, and just continues to battle. I don't think I've ever seen Ben Ford not with the right mentality in regards to how he comes to meetings, how he goes to practice, how he loves his teammates. I mean, you talk about team is greater than me. I mean, Ben Ford, perfect example. And it's funny how it always works. The guys that care about the team end up getting a lot of individual accolades. And that's why I can't be more excited for Ben Ford. He's earned every bit of it.
When you saw him just kind of get past the defender, what were you thinking on that first touchdown?
I was fired up. I don't know the last time we hit a post route for a touchdown, to be honest with you. That fired me up first. And I was just so glad for Ben. Maddox played really, really well tonight. He's an elite competitor. He put it on the money, and Ben Ford deserves it.
Why was Ben put in that position, Spencer, to make that play for you?
Because he earned it, Jay. I mean, we go through practice, and we find the guys to put in certain situations. Obviously, as an offense, we want to make sure we're very strategic in personnelling things and making sure we put our guys in right spots. And Ben Ford earned it.
Spencer, how do you feel? Big win, now going into a bye week. Would you prefer to go straight into the Air Force game or any game, or are you fine with having this week off now?
Yeah, we have a great athletic director, so whatever schedule he gives me, I'm going to be really good with. You know what I mean? No, but with two buys, JD's the best, man. With 2 buys, I mean, it's just the reality of it. I mean, going to play we got a lot of stuff we got to work on even outside Air Force, so we're going to really focus on ourselves this week to make sure we learn and grow from these first 2 games. And then we know we got a really good opponent we're traveling to in Air Force, and we're going to use this bye week to grow our team. And that needs to grow fundamentally, technically, on both sides of the ball. We have a lot of things we got to fix, and we got to do it quick.
I know you said stats are for losers earlier this week, but Maddox matches a career high in passing yards, finds a lot of different receivers. Just how well was he seeing the field tonight?
Oh, I mean, Maddox Madsen, I think, is playing at a really, really high level. And even in the South Florida game, we talked about some of the things maybe he did miss and some reads, but tonight he played really well, man. We put a lot on him. He's an elite competitor. Like I said, no, the game's never too high, too low. And when you have a quarterback that can play very, very consistently, which Maddox can, you're always going to give your team a shot to win. But I thought Maddox played lights out.
How about Chris? 4 targets, 4 catches, $132.
Yeah.
Just you got a marshal in that.
Man, I mean, guys, Chris has all the talent in the world. And I was so proud of Chris being consistent in this week of practice, man. He practiced really well, and he came out and played really well. And I pray that continues to build into him. He's a great young man. I love being around. I love him being a part of this team. And if he can continue to grow, which I believe he will, I mean, he's one of the top receivers we've ever had.
A couple of those catches, seemed like he was a step away from breaking it for all the way. Yeah. Just kind of what was his?
I'm gonna mess with him about that. You better believe that. Yeah. Oh yeah. We can't score a touchdown here, Chris.
No. Was that something he was really kind of I won't say upset, but kind of wanting to do?
I hope so. Yeah. I hope he wasn't happy with not scoring. No, but I mean, when you're a talented receiver, right? The battle is always making sure. Some games, some are like, Latrell Caples, I think he only had maybe 1 catch tonight. He's an elite weapon of ours. We got to find a way to make sure Latrell gets the ball. But he always focuses on the team and making sure the team's in a good spot. Have the utmost respect for Latrell. We need that for every single one of our receivers. Proud of how Chris played today. We got to continue for him to grow. And if he does, like I said, he's a guy that's going to be a matchup issue for defenses. Whoever we play, he's got that ability.
You guys had me coming off the loss, coming off the week to score 3 plays in, and then to get the turnover right away and to score again, and before you blink, it's 13-0. I mean, how nice was that to get the crowd into it early and stuff?
Yeah, it was awesome, BJ. I mean, starting fast is a huge deal. I don't care what game you're in, and just proud of how our guys came out swinging right away, right? Establishing a run game offensively, scoring, defense coming out, getting a turnover. I mean, that's playing together, playing as a team. We got to build on those moments, right? I mean, the teams we're going to continue to play week in and week out. If you don't start fast, you might not have time to come back. And that's just the reality. We don't have warm-ups in regards to the games we play. Eastern Washington's a great team, and we're going to continue to play elite teams as we keep going, and we got to make sure we start fast. So proud of our process this week. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of things on film we got to work to improve.
Few drives, Cy was the first running back, on the first play on those drives. How much did you guys tinker and learn about yourselves? How important is he to doing what you guys want to establish on offense?
Yeah, I mean, Sire Gaines did some really good stuff tonight, man. Like I said, I think the world of that young man, and I believe the sky's the limits here for him. And he runs the football in a very, very aggressive manner, right? You talk about mentality. Sire Gaines wants to impose his will on a defense, right? That is built into the fabric of this place, and we can never lose that. And Sire Gaines is going to continue to grow and improve. There's some things he didn't do well tonight that we got to make sure we get fixed. But mentality and the effort he plays with, I have the utmost respect for him.
Spencer, after losing 3 fumbles last game with none today, what did the ball security preparation look like this week?
Yeah, obviously it was a huge point of emphasis going in. And just like anything, I promise you this, and you guys might think I'm a liar, I promise you we talked about it prior to South Florida too. I promise you we worked a lot of drill, but we didn't execute, right? No different in turnovers, right? But as coaches, we have to take ownership and figure out, okay, what are we missing? What are we not emphasizing? And then it's our job as our players' job to make sure they buy in to those things, those coaching points, those tweaks. And I believe our team did. And we got to continue to build that because we have to protect the football and we got to find a way to take it on defense.
How do you keep the team grounded and focused after a dominant performance like this?
Yeah. I mean, just like anything, guys. I mean, to build a championship team, we're going to enjoy the win, and then we're going to flip the switch, and we got to get ready to go to work. I mean, how our team handles success will be a direct correlation to how successful we are as a team this year, right? And I hope, and that's a strong word because I haven't obviously met with our team post this game in reality yet. I hope they know that, right? And I hope they learn that, hey, we're going to soak this up. Wins are hard, and we're going to celebrate every single one of them. I told them if it takes 12 overtimes to beat Eastern Washington, we will celebrate and have joy after this game. But we're going to flip the switch, and we got a lot of work to do, and we got to continue to walk this mountain. So, like I said, I love this team. I love the leadership of this team. We got a long way to go, and we're locked in. Thanks, guys. Love it. No for sale signs in my yard.
No for sale signs.
Good. All right, take it away.
It seemed like every time you kicked the ball, you wound up in the end zone, man. How was that? I mean, that makes football fun.
Yeah, 100%. It was a really fun night. Good time being out there with the guys, for sure.
Not just the touchdowns, but touchdowns on the blue. Just, I mean, what's that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it means a ton. You know, being from here and being out there on the blue turf, you know, growing up watching them play, you know, means a lot to get in that end zone, for sure.
You and Madsen seem pretty in sync tonight. What's been the key to building that connection in practice?
Yeah, I mean, me and Maddox are, you know, I feel like we're good friends on and off the field, and I feel like we have that connection on and off the field. You know, he's a great quarterback, and, you know, he really makes it easy for me most of the time. You know, he puts the ball where it should be a lot of the time, so props to him.
Take me through that first touchdown. Just when did you realize, you know, that you were past the guy and you had that?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to sell that out route. Saw that he turned a little bit, just like he did the drive before, and then I just took off to that post angle and realized that I was getting past him. And then I turned, looked in the air, and Max threw a perfect ball right to the hash right there. So, yeah.
How much fun are you just having right now? You've waited a long time for this opportunity to not only get out there, but to be contributing at the level you are.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like there's just been a lot of work put in these last, you know, years that I've been here, and to feel some of that on game day, you know, come to life has been amazing. Yeah, for sure.
Coach D, you know, he says a few times now, the guys who do best, it's about the team, not about himself. You know, he referenced you within that. Just what does this team mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, this team means, everything to me, man. Like I said, I've been here for a long time. I've been through a lot of different teammates and guys coming in and out of the facility, but, you know, like, it's cool to come in every single year, you know, after a season ends and get a new group of guys together and really figure out, you know, what we're going to be about that year. And I feel like that we've just done such a good job of that year in and year out, and just to continue that on has just been it's been amazing.
How personal did guys take last Thursday night in Tampa?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really tough loss. Obviously, not the way you want to start the season. Yeah, it was. I mean, I know I didn't take it. I don't know if I took it personal, but I took it really hard, you know, just because you put in all that work for pretty close to a year, you know, leading up to that game, and it's like it's a tough way to start the season. But you know, we knew there was only one thing to do, and that was to respond the way we did tonight.
What was that response in practice like this week?
You know, we just preached effort and mentality all week. Just being being about the team and not about yourself. And yeah, I mean, we had a really good week of prep, and yeah, we all felt confident coming into tonight and knew that if we did what we're capable of doing, that it was gonna be like that out there.
You said a minute ago, Ben, every year it's figuring out, who you're playing with and a new team and this and that. Just with the wide receivers on this team, yourself and Latrell and Cam Bakes and Marshall, what do you think of this wide receiver core?
I think this is obviously a very talented wide receiver core, in my opinion. I mean, these guys, day in and day out, everybody makes plays at practice. Everybody gets open at practice. We all do things of our own that we do better than other people, in the room. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really honestly grateful to be a part of such a great receiver room and be up there with those guys because, they deserve a lot of credit. Like, day in and day out, like, everybody's making plays, so we just make each other better, I think.
307 passing yards for Maddox. Just what kind of a presence does he bring to this offense?
Yeah, I mean, he's amazing. He brings such a calming presence, I feel like. Like, he can go out there and pretty much operate whenever he wants to, and whatever we have called, whatever the check is, whatever the look is, he's going to know exactly what to do on that play. And he's just a great QB.
How do you feel going into this bye week, Ben? Would you prefer to play someone next weekend and keep things rolling, or are you happy to have some time to prepare for Air Force?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be, bye week, it is what it is. Like, I think bye week 3, probably, your body's not feeling too bad yet, so that week isn't going to do much for your body. But at the same time, it's like it's good to take a step back. And yeah, I mean, Air Force's opponent, they run triple option, so a lot to talk about defensively. And either way, it is what it is. We prepare the same way either way. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, guys.